Hi, everyone.
Hi, guys. I'm sitting down. We're in a different room again, which we stated was going to happen a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's going to keep happening for a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we focus this time.
I'll post the blooper to TikTok later.
Yeah, that was a good start.
That was a great start.
Anyway, welcome to another episode of the...
Okay, I'll do this part. You do the episode name. Welcome to another episode of the Boss Ravioli Queens with your two favorite caregivers,
Good
Nicole Ravioli.
Lord. And Boss Lady Amy. My God.
Dude.
Okay.
Reel it in. You're okay. We're not okay, but we're okay.
Okay. So, this episode is called Bed to Coffin.
Mm-hmm. To preface this episode, I said that since it was going to be a really serious episode, we needed to add dark humor in the title. And that's what we got.
Yeah. It's dark.
And humorous. What is happening with this? Off to another great start.
It's fine. I'm just gonna silence my phone. Oh, man.
You do know that the alarms still go off, right?
Yeah, but I turned it off, so it's good.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna take my hair down because it's pointless. This is pointless.
I'm so tired.
Anyways, in this episode, actually, are we doing the shameless plug this time around or no?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, we'll do that first.
Dink. Okay.
Not satisfying.
So.
Not satisfying.
Hi. Hello. Welcome, if you're new here.
Hello.
We are the Boss Ravioli Queens, and we have,
21 years of experience total, together, combined.
That part.
I have 11, she has 10.
That part. Yeah, in caregiving. And so we decided to make a name for ourselves, or at least try to, and advocate for caregivers, because that doesn't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we talk about healthcare, caregiving, we talk about trending topics, and we try to find a way to relate them back to healthcare, because at the end of the day, everybody's affected by healthcare.
Yep.
You can go and listen to all of our old episodes. We're not releasing any audio only versions at this time, but you can go back and you can listen to all of them anywhere you listen to podcasts other than Apple. Mm-hmm. And you can also go back and watch all of our old videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just fixing my hair. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you can also come on this journey with us, and you can stay tuned as we post a new episode every week on YouTube.
That part. That part. Shameless plug over?
Yeah.
Oh, it's satisfying.
It is.
What is happening? Okay. I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna deal with it. It has been a day.
Yeah.
It's been a day.
Honestly, it's been the last couple days.
For you. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So as you can probably guess, the reason that we are going to talk about resident unalivings is because I just lost a resident on Saturday. So, yeah, it's not great. I don't really want to get into the whole story, but I can get into, what to do when a resident passes and, making them comfortable before they go and, all the things.
Well, that, and also, I think it's just important to share, your feelings on it, because, at the end of the day, we're these people's family, and you are going to be literally by their side as they are passing away, whereas their family oftentimes is not. Mm-hmm. And, that would take a toll on anybody. But especially, caregivers, like I say all the time, caregivers are seriously angels on earth, because who else is going to care for your family while they're dying? And, you don't have any obligation to that person. You're just showing up to work because you care.
And honestly, we say this all the time. Like, we see these people more than we see our own homes. So they do become like family, especially in like the smaller home, like residential facilities. So like your AFHs and CBRFs. At assisted livings, you're more so expecting that because they're older people. The people that we take care of are not all older people. That we do have some, but most of them are just adults with physical or mental deficits, disabilities. So they can be any age.
Well, and like, you know, if you're in the family, like it's say if like you're related to this person, it's different because you get that time to grieve. You get that time to like take off of work, and it's okay for you to have days where you're just really sad and you don't do anything. But like as a caregiver, you still feel all those things. Just because you're not the person's family doesn't mean that grief goes away, but you have to keep going. Like, you still have to show up to work. You still have to walk by their empty room. Like, you just gotta kind of tuck all that stuff away.
And let's not forget that you also have to, like, whatever the family doesn't take, we have to pack up and, like, figure out what to do
figure out where it goes.
So, like, if they don't want literally everything other than, like, a pair of clothes to put them in for, like, the wake and the funeral, we have to take care of all of that. And that is also very hard. So, and I mean, they don't like to leave rooms open for long because that means the company is losing money because there's an open bed.
Exactly.
So, I'm hoping that they wait until after the funeral to find somebody, but I can't guarantee that.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing too, is like it feels so insensitive, but again,
from a business aspect,
right,
like they have to fill
they
the
have
room.
to because it's business, you know. And it really sucks because you don't really get the chance to like fully, I think, flesh out those feelings. You're kind of just like, oh, okay, like this was my resident, I took care of them, they're not here anymore, I take care of the next person now, you know. Like it's there's definitely something to be said there about caregivers and dealing with grief because it's not talked about enough, and
we don't get the time.
No,
we don't. You just have to go on about your day and like nothing happened and grin and bear it for the other residents. Like, you can't just be sad at work all the time because your resident passed. And
exactly.
Like, honestly, that's been the hardest part of all this for me, especially. Like, I'm masking every single day at work like I'm fine, and I'm not.
Yeah, and, you know, it's hard, especially, like, when they're, you know, if you try and talk to, like, a coworker or something, sometimes they're going to be kind of cruel about it, and they're going to be like, it's part of the job. It happens. Well, yeah, it's part of the job, of course. But you're also a human being. You're allowed to have feelings about it.
Correct. And I do. I have a lot of feelings about it. I am big sad.
Okay, so obviously without going into too much detail, because HIPAA and things, I don't know, I guess kind of share your point of view on, like, what recently happened.
Well, Thursday, he was kind of sort of okay, like ate 25% of dinner, and it had been like that for a week or two, so he really wasn't, eating very much anymore, and we were kind of trying to figure out, because we had to start pureeing his foods due to like risk of choking, because he would try and put too much in his mouth. And so that was like a big issue. And then he slowed down on his drinking a lot because it was basically just sleeping for a good chunk of the day anyways. And then last Friday is when it got really bad. He had like this uncontrollable cough. He couldn't stop, and it was hours and hours and hours, and I just felt so bad. So we ended up having to call an on-call hospice nurse to come and check him over, and she gave him atropine drops, which, if you don't know what those are, they're technically eye drops, but they're also used to stop secretions at the end of life stage. You put 4 drops under their tongue every 2 hours until their lungs sound better. So that didn't get there until...
Just Molly.
Oh.
Keep going.
Okay, I thought you, like, nudged me, and I was like, what?
Nope. No.
So it was pretty much all day that he had been dealing with that. And surprisingly, the drops got there. I'm not going to get into, like, super details. But the drops came late. And usually that doesn't happen because pharmacies usually don't deliver that late. So I don't know if they have, like, an emergency delivery kind of thing.
Oh, they might. I also wanted to point out, too, like, this is all very common. And this is all, like, extremely normal for someone who's at end-of-life stage.
Yeah.
Like, nothing about what she's saying is, like, out of the ordinary.
Right.
It's a typical unaliving for someone that is on end-of-life care.
I don't think I can say really, like, why or what happened.
No.
But...
I doubt it. Not that I doubt it, but just to be safe.
Yeah, like, anybody on hospice at the end of life stage, they don't even have to be on hospice. If you're at the end of life stage, where they call it actively unaliving. Obviously, that's not what they actually call it, but I can't say the word because I don't want the video to get taken down.
And it is, like, an actual medical diagnosis.
Yeah.
Because, like, at first, when somebody goes on hospice, you automatically think, well, yeah, of course they're actively unaliving. There's a difference.
There's a huge difference.
There's a point where, like, they are terminal, meaning that you know they're not going to get any better, but they are still alive and thriving. And then you get to the point where it's like they get...
comfort care.
Yep. Where they get diagnosed as actively passing. And usually from that point, it's going to happen in just a couple days.
So, like, with that, when the nurse comes to check on them, there's no bowel sounds. Their lungs sound like they're not only working harder, but aspirating. And there's this thing in the medical field, and it's going to sound really insensitive, but there's no other way to word it, really. So that's called the DEATH rattle. You can hear it very clearly in their lungs and chest. So yeah, that's a big thing. And then they also tend to spike a fever at some point as well. When I left after the atropine drops got there Friday night, he had spiked a fever, which was very abnormal because he ran low usually. So it was very surprising, and I just felt really bad because, like, I literally have never felt someone so hot before. It was wild.
Yeah.
And then, of course, because it's me, and this is my luck, I worked by myself all weekend on 12s. Like, I had to. I had no other choice. It was very nice because 2 of the upper management people over the house that I work at came in and kind of, like, said their goodbyes and made sure that I was okay. And, of course, I lied. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I also cried in front of them, so they knew I wasn't fine. But it was very much like, if I didn't have to be out around the other residents, I was in that room and I was holding his hand because I was going to be damned if he went alone. Like, I was not about to let that happen. So one of the people from upper management ordered pizza for the house so I didn't have to, like, make this big meal because it's 6 residents that I have to feed. Like, wild. Also wild. Because we do that literally every day, but you never really think about how much time it takes out of the day because you're just so used to doing it. Anyways, sorry, off track. So she ordered pizza for the house, which was really, really nice because it gave me more time to spend in there. And then, I guess some helpful tips and tricks. So, like, this person's favorite drink was Mountain Dew. At the end of life stage, Their mouth gets obviously very dry because they can't drink or swallow anything. They're literally, it's pretty much, they're just like a body that's kind of still there. But you put, trying to think of how to describe, because like it's called a toothet. It's literally like a stick with a sponge on it that you dip in water or juice or whatever, and you put it in their mouth to clean it out.
It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a sponge, but it's almost like foamier.
Yeah.
Like super, super, super absorbent, because it's meant to, like take liquid and, you know, go in the person's mouth, basically, to like hydrate them, but not to the point where they're going to choke on the liquid.
Yeah. So, we did that with Mountain Dew for him, and the first time that I put it in his mouth, he kind of had like a little half smile, and that was really cute. Really nice to see, at least before he went.
Yeah, because at that point, usually the person's not talking anymore, so that was probably the first reaction that the staff had gotten out of him in, like, probably a couple days.
Yeah, because Friday it was just the coughing.
Yeah.
It was nothing but. And then we put on classic rock for him as well. And there were a couple songs that came on that he, like, gave a little smile for, too. And also... This is gonna be the dark humor thing, and like I'm still not necessarily okay with it, but the universe was saying some schnit, bro. It was. So first, I heard "Mama, I'm Coming Home" by Ozzy, right? And Ozzy just passed like a week and a half ago. So like, thanks for that. And then I heard Another One Bites the Dust. And then Knocking on Heaven's Door. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was a bull.
It really was. I was super unappreciative to the universe at that point. I was mad about it, actually. Because I was like, look, I know that I survive with dark humor, but now is not the time. So that all happened. Anyways, where was I in all of this?
Way back when I had asked you to just like share your point of view about the whole situation, and then just snowballed.
Well, moral of the story, because I'm gonna wrap this part of it up, is I held his hand and I watched him take his last breath on Saturday, and then I still had to go to work for a 12 on Sunday, and I hated every fucking second of it.
Let me just tell you, as somebody who has watched somebody take their last breath, that lives with you forever. Like, and the paranoia that it creates is wild. Like, literally,
so
just watching somebody sleep, like one of your members who is like super healthy, not anywhere near passing, and then because you have that trauma of watching that person take their last breath, you're just like, oh God, like there's not gonna be another one after that. Like, this is it. And then you're like, whoa, why would this be it? This person's perfectly healthy. They're not about to pass. Like, why do I even think that?
Yeah, that hasn't hit me yet. Too bad. Anyways, it's not hit that point yet.
Or like anytime you hear someone like make a weird noise in their sleep, you're like, they're done.
Bye.
And then they keep breathing, and you're like, oh. Whew.
So I guess I need to explain that part of things too. So like, someone who is actively passing, when they hit their last day or two, their breathing becomes very shallow and labored. And basically all that means is you can tell that it's hard. Like, their lungs are working overtime, and so is their heart. So he also had like bouts of apnea, and if we don't know what that is, it means that you stop breathing for like, 30 seconds to like a minute. And as that got closer together, I knew that it was gonna be like time soon. And so again, held his hand, watched him take his last breath, and then, so like the process afterwards is also very important because if they are on hospice, you have to call hospice, and hospice literally takes care of everything. So they call like the funeral home that the family picked out. The funeral home gets the nurses like time of passing report, and then they are the ones that get a hold of like the coroner after that. But like the funeral home will come and remove the body and everything, but the hospice nurse is the one that gets the ball rolling on everything.
Yep. And they do have to actually like declare them gone once they get there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's pretty rare that like it's pretty rare that would happen where they would get there and the person is actually still like alive.
Yeah, that's not likely. So like in my case, the hospice nurse, again, lucky me, the hospice nurse was doing an admit when I called her, so I had to chill with the other residents and an unalived person just chilling in the room with the door closed. Homies, we ate dinner. I didn't eat dinner. They ate dinner. They ate dinner while there was a dead person right in the other room. With the door closed.
And I've worked at places before where like depending on the hospice company, sometimes they come from like really far away.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to wait like 4 hours for them to remove the body.
Well, see, that's the thing. Because hospice travels like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere. So, of course, they have like regions and whatever, but a region is a pretty big area. So, I had to wait an hour for her to come, and then she had to call the funeral home, which was about a half hour away, but they took about an hour to get there. So, realistically, we were just sitting there with an unalived person in the other room for 2 hours until the funeral home came to remove the body.
Not only that, but also, like, if the person, say they live in, like, one city, but the family, you know, decided that they're going to have the funeral in their hometown, which is, like, 3 hours away, you have to wait for somebody to come and get the body.
Yeah, it's really not fun.
Like,
It's not fun.
That's a long time. And then especially, like, you know, even though they're on call, I'm sure they have so much time where they are allotted before they have to get on the road. So, like, you're waiting on them plus their drive time. Like,
Well,
that's
then,
crazy.
like, in my case, I have a bunch of nosy Nellies. So, I'm trying to hold myself together on top of, like, keep them at bay as far as, like, asking what's going on. Because I didn't want to tell them until the funeral home got closer, because obviously they're going to see the body being taken out. So that was like a whole thing in itself. But we forgot steps because we sidetracked. So after you call hospice, you have to call either the manager of your house or the person above them if they don't answer to notify them that the person has passed. And then generally hospice will also call the family, but we were close with this person's family because they would come and visit all the time. So I did that phone call, and that also was not fun. But I also let her know that he didn't pass alone. She was very, like, profusely thankful for that. Yeah, and then my coworker had gotten a text from my boss about the passing, and immediately when he woke up, and he had just worked night shift, so he got done at like 8 a.m. and at like 4:30 I get this call, and he's like, hey, do you need me to come in? Like, is there anything you need? And I was like, that would actually be really helpful. I would greatly appreciate that. So it's not like I spent all day alone, but it was in increments.
Yeah.
So like one of the upper management ladies, sorry, I'm just not gonna say your name just in case you watch. One of them came in, I think, around like 10:30, and then stayed for roughly an hour. And then the other one came in right at lunchtime, which was perfect because then I could like rest assured that if he went during lunchtime, he wasn't gonna go alone because she sat in there with him. So I did lunch and meds and everything, and got that done. And she stayed for I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I worked 12 hours, so that's 3 hours out of 12 that I was not alone.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked 9 hours by myself, technically.
Yeah, that's a lot for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
when you have a passing resident.
Dealing with a member that's passing, yeah. Like, it's one thing if you're just working your normal shift and nobody that, that you're taking care of is on hospice, but... And it's also very different, too, when they're actively going,
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's been plenty of shifts where you worked by yourself and it was perfectly fine when that person was still good.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, it was just, like, the normal chaos of the house. It wasn't like I have a person who's actively passing and 5 other residents that I somehow have to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not a great day, and neither was Sunday. Because then you have the other residents who know what happened, who told their families, and their families kept asking me if I was okay, and, like, I appreciate that they care, because there's very many family members who don't treat caregivers very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very appreciative that we have family members of these residents that care and are wonderful. But you don't ask someone if they are okay when you know they're not okay, because you know that's going to produce tears. I was able to hold it together, but it wasn't easy.
Well, and not only that, but, like, again, being that it's your job, it's the kind of thing where you are expected to just
be okay if you're
hold
not.
it all together. Exactly.
You're expected to be okay even when you're not.
Exactly. And, like, depending on what kind of manager you have, like, if they're kind of bad or whatever, depending on the answer you give, that's the kind of thing that, like, you could potentially get in trouble for,
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, it's different. Like, whereas if you were a part of their family, even though you are, but you're not recognized as that, people are, of course, are going to expect you not to be okay. But, like, you're just the caregiver,
Right.
So it's like, oh, yeah, they're fine. Like, oh, are you okay? Yeah, anyway, because, like, at the end of the day, they're still there for their resident. They're still there for their person, not for you.
So literally, I just had to be like, yep, I'm fine. So anyway, this happened the other day with your family member.
Right.
And, like, you just change the subject. Because you have to.
And, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. My feelings about it... I'm mad that I had to work by myself. I'm sad because he's gone, and that's going to take a while to get used to at the house because he was, like, a huge presence. Super funny, super kind. Yeah. I'm still really mad that I had to work by myself during that. Like, I'm not a knock shifter. I didn't sign up to work by myself. We're supposed to be double-staffed. And I understand that everywhere right now is struggling, but, like, come on, bro. Y'all knew. I don't know. I guess I have, like, a mix of emotions about everything. Because, like, from one part of me understands that we're struggling for staff right now because it's caregiving and we're always goddamn understaffed. It always happens.
Always. No matter where you work. And
yeah.
That sucks.
So, like, I get it, but at the same time, again, y'all knew this wasn't new information, especially because, like, Friday, my boss had put out a message, I believe, that this person really wasn't doing well and was probably going to go soon. So, like, someone could have come in. I didn't care who it was. I just wanted someone, either myself or that person, to sit with him. I didn't care who did, like, the work of like the caregiving side of things,
Yeah.
I just wanted someone there.
Right.
Because it wasn't fair that I had to, like, split my time between my passing resident and my 5 other very full of life residents.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also like when you get so short staffed, I think it's really easy to like detach yourself from the other struggling individuals because you're like, well, yeah, but my program is da 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 da, and it's like, okay, but we're all supposed to work together and help each other.
Like, this isn't the struggle Olympics. It doesn't matter who's worse off. We're all doing bad.
Like, right. We win a prize for how bad we're doing it. Like, I feel like it's so, like, it's always a competition, like, no matter what, and then it becomes a big, like...
Oh, let's not even bring up, like, oh, well, this lead worked this many hours, and this one worked this many hours. Why aren't you working that many hours?
Right, like, exactly. It's always, like, a competition of who's struggling harder, and it's like, we're all struggling. Let's work together. Like, this is an unfortunate circumstance everywhere, but it's like, as of right now, in this moment, my unfortunate circumstance might be a little bit bigger, so I'm asking for the help today because tomorrow, when my unfortunate circumstance isn't so big anymore, I will then help you.
Exactly. It's a whole thing. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Guess what? I'm not scratching nobody's back right now. Like, that was bogus. That was bogus.
Yeah. Yeah, and I...
Like, obviously... When I say I'm not going to scratch anybody else's back, I'm still going to pick up at my house. The one I work at. You know, because we're struggling. Have been for like a minute.
Yeah, it's just... It's like, and then you finally like start to listen, and you finally like, once you take the time to slow down and you finally start to like hear all of the struggling stories at all the other like areas, and you're like, my God, like, why are we so separated? Like, let's help each other, you know?
Right.
It's wild to me. And, like, no matter what company I've been at, no matter where I've worked, no matter what shift, no matter...
Sorry.
No matter what, like, specialty of resident, no matter what, it's always been like that. Which is crazy because in healthcare, you literally are coming together to help people. Right. You are literally coming together to take care of a vulnerable population, but we are so separated in that way.
And, like, here's the thing. Okay, there are a lot of people that I've met who do the job for the paycheck, not the residents. So... rather than just hiring any Joe Schmo off the street and training them and wasting all of your time and money on these classes that they need and like all of the things, why are we not raising the wage and being choosy? Because if you pay us a livable wage where we're not struggling living paycheck to paycheck, you're gonna find the good ones.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Inevitable.
Absolutely, I know, and the bad ones have they have a way of weeding themselves out.
Yeah, they
Even
do.
If they start off really strong, you know, there's just this thing in healthcare. I don't know what it is, but even when they start off really strong, there is just this BS detector. Like after
there's a point that they hit.
After a while, you just look at that person and you're just like, why do you even bother showing up? It's so clear you do not want to be here. Another really good one is when, right off the bat, first day, they tell you how experienced they are and, oh, I've got this and I've done this a million times. Okay, that's fine. You've done this a million times, but you haven't done this a million times with my people.
Right.
I'm going to show you how my people do it. And if you haven't done it a million times with my people...
it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. You don't know them.
And see, like, my thing, because I do have a lot of experience, like, I always tell people, like, I've been doing this a long time, so really it's just learning the residents for me.
Exactly.
Like, that is how I start my work at any new job.
That's exactly how you should say it. It's like, I know the work, but I don't know the residents. I'm experienced, but it doesn't mean that I know what I'm doing here.
Exactly. Because honestly, when people come off like that, you're like, okay, go toilet this person since you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I know, and then suddenly when they come and get you and they're like, yeah, I couldn't get him to move. Oh, that's weird.
But you've been doing this for so long. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't you just tell me that 5 minutes ago?
Right. Like, okay. Good luck.
Can you imagine the one that I have? The only one that we have to toilet? Could you imagine? That would go real well.
That's a really easy way to humble somebody is if you give them your most difficult resident right off the bat. But not to be mean, not as like a joke. Only if they're being really ridiculously cocky for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, that part. Oh, I've worked with so many of those. I've trained so many of those. And you know, usually by the end of training, they're a little less confident in themselves. And I'm like, you know, you're supposed to be more confident by the end of training.
Right.
Like, what is happening? Yeah, sometimes it gets weird.
It gets weird.
It does.
I know, that's just really funny though. It gets weird.
It gets weird.
We should get a sign that says that. It gets weird.
We get weird. We get weird because we're caregivers.
We get weird.
We deal with people, and bodies are weird, and people are weird.
That's so true.
So, as far as passing of a resident goes, I don't really have too much else to say other than make their last days, weeks, whatever, as comfortable and as loving as you can.
And also, it's totally normal for you to be upset about it. If you're a caregiver, you can't just shut your feelings off because you're human. And if you have a manager that expects you to do that,
Red flag.
You might want to look for another job.
Red flag. Big red flag. Honestly, I have gotten very lucky in the sense that any resident that I've ever had to deal with passing, I've always had a really awesome team that I've worked with. So, including the management. And that goes for this one too. Like, my upper management and my house manager, they're all really great. And I do appreciate the two upper management ladies coming in and everything. Like, I know I'm big mad that I worked by myself, but that was still really nice of them to do because that's like their weekend. Like, they work all week and they're entitled to their weekends off. So the fact that they even showed up says a lot.
Well, right. And not only that, but a lot of like higher up people, when you start to get that high up in any company, exactly, you stop caring. And so like the fact that you heard from them is really amazing.
It
and
is.
Just like the fact that they cared enough is really awesome. And it shows that we got good peeps.
We do. And I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think that's about it, so I'm gonna do the thing.
Yeah.
Julie,
do the thing!
You can find us on Facebook and TikTok at Boss Ravioli Queens. You can also email us, bossravioliqueens@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every single time we post a new episode. Also, leave us comments. I've been looking through recently and seeing at least a couple. So, can you do the thing, phone? Like, can you stop? Can you just focus? Focus. Oh, there we go.
Hello?
Hi. Anyways, leave comments. We like reading them. Oh, excuse me. And even if they're negative, you're still boosting our engagement. So do that too.
Algorithm's still gonna algorithm.
Because guess what? We're unfazed.
Well, not only that, but also...
Don't get too far into this. I just did the thing.
I know. But I'm just gonna say, if you take the time to leave a poopy comment, I feel like maybe you were a little bothered.
I agree.
And I feel like maybe you care more than we do then.
I also agree with that. Okay, guys. Until next time. Bye.